Hi, I'm Cautex, and a couple days ago I made a video about Rend being bugged. One of the things that I discussed in the video was that it appeared to me that the crit damage modifier of Rend was additive, which was strange given that practically all other percent modifiers in the game are multiplicative. Now, since posting that video, there has been a lot of people talking about it. And that led to me being contacted by a number of people who are vastly more intelligent than me and have a much deeper understanding of the game and Warriors specifically. From their comments and feedback, I got to do even more learning, which is why, as one astute commenter pointed out, it sounded like I was really happy in that video, which I was because I love the feeling of learning something new. So, anyway, let's talk about what I've learned. In my video, I stated that the crit damage modifier appeared to be additive rather than multiplicative. That's actually not true. Rend is in fact multiplicative, and the small wording difference between Elysian Might and Rend is the key to trying to explain what the heck's going on here. You see, Rend says that it increases critical damage, and Elysian Might increases critical strike damage. When you have a critical strike, there is the damage of that strike, which is literally the damage that you see pop up on your screen. However, that damage can be broken down into two components. There's the normal damage that that ability does, and then there's the critical damage that gets added on top of the regular damage. These two components add together to create critical strike damage. So, normally when you crit, you do 100% of your normal damage, and the crit damage component does 100% of whatever your normal damage component is. So you can kind of think of a critical strike damage as being 100% plus 100%, which is why we end up seeing crits doing 200% of the damage of a regular hit. Because Rend only affects the critical damage component, that means what's going on under the hood is that it's doing 1 plus 1 times 1.1 because it's only affecting the critical damage component, and that equals 2.1, which is why we see that crit damage multiplier become 2.1 when you have Rend up. When you increase critical strike damage, you're multiplying the damage from both the regular damage component and the critical damage component, which is why you'll see Elysian Might, which increases critical strike damage by 25%, turn the crit damage multiplier into 2.5. Now, you might be thinking, that seems really stupid and confusing. Why on earth would Blizzard do that? Well, the best answer I can give you is something along the lines of because balance. And as weird as this behavior may seem, there's actually a precedent because this is not the first time that we've seen an effect that works like this. The thing that makes it even more annoying to me is the fact that this behavior used to be described as critical effect. Rather than just critical damage, it was critical effect, and then there was critical strike damage. In my opinion, the critical effect wording, while still confusing, did a much better job of differentiating itself from critical strike damage, because the two wordings were more obviously different. The critical effect wording was used on metagems back in the day, and is in use actually right now on the Shaman PvP talent Sky Fury Totem. As a side note, Shamans also have their own unique wording for a crit damage modifier coming from Elemental Fury, and that's its own can of worms. Anyway, I just wanted to put that correction out there because I want you guys to be able to learn along with me, and half the fun for me, at least of posting videos, is the fact that I get to be told when I'm wrong, and then I get to learn from it. I should also mention that the other bug component that I talked about, which was that the cleaved Rend doesn't get the crit damage, that is still accurate. So you should still be mindful of that if you're going to be cleaving Rends and then swapping targets. As always, tell me why my opinions are dumb, tell me what I got wrong, or just vent about how bad the tooltip descriptions are in WoW. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and subscribe for more.